Hello people, be welcome one more time. Today we are dealing with this book that is Motivating Learners in the Classroom. Today we are focusing on the chapter 4 of this book, that is the learning environment. This chapter deals with 3 concepts: the classroom design and layout, environmental preferences of learners, and 20 key factors for consideration when planning a learning environment. As my peers already talked about the 20 key factor, today I am narrowing the scope into the 2 first concepts. So let's get started. We have the classroom design. What is the classroom design? Well, here we have a short explanation of what there is. The classroom design refers to the physical and psychological aspects of arranging and organizing a classroom space to enhance the learning experience for a student. This is very important and is the main concept and aim of us teachers when we plan and design the classroom layout. Here we have some examples of classroom design. We can see here where the windows are, the seating arrangement, the pictures in the classroom, the books, everything here. The main aim here is to adapt the classroom design and layout to the learner preferences and learning styles. And here it is important to note that in this mind map we can see, of course, the learning environment, the classroom design, as we already said, and here we have students from the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. But what this means? Okay, so students for the left hemisphere may prefer a quite formal and predictable environment. And on the other hand, right hemisphere learners may prefer a random, informal, and usually a visually and auditory stimulating environment. This is very important to know because our aim as teacher is to adapt the classroom design and create an environment that is suited for the majority. So it is very important to analyze these factors here. So you can be aware of these students' environmental preferences in a discussion with a learner or through observation of them in different settings. In order to be aware of these preferences, you need to perform a learning styles audit. An audit is an inspection in order to get something that is suited for the majority of children, as I said before. So here we have some important things. We talk about the left and right hemisphere learners, and now we can talk about the environmental preferences. What is that? Well, the most important thing here is the organization. What is the organization? Well, the organization is how this focus on how learners organizes him or her, his or her, in terms of their cognitive organization and the materials you need to use. So cognitive organization refers to input, cognition, and output. Input is how the information is initially processed and remembered in the short-term memory. Cognition is how the information is understood and organized and retained for future use. And the output is how the information is presented by the learner to show the degree of mastery. Again, this is observing these processes learners go through can provide insight into their learning preferences. Again, this is one of the most, as I said before, this is one of the most important aspects here, because if you know how learners organizes them in their cognitive way, you can be aware of how to adapt and create a suited suited environmental for every children, for the majority of children. So then we have we can talk about the attention. It is important to assess the types of tasks that can promote or indeed distract a learner. This is very important, of course. Analyze the type of task and observe how learners react. Then sequencing talks about how learners sequences information. This means how they prefer or how the task should be presented for them, maybe in neat columns or in number form or in a random manner. We don't know. So again, this is a process of this is an inspection. So in order to get an idea of what their preferences are. Again, one important thing here that I want to mention also is that the motivation or initiative. This is very important because it's important for the learning outcome, the nature of and degree of motivation shown by the learners. Because here we have two things: the own initiative and or the needed to be prompted. This means that these things are very important because that can change your learning program. So I hope you like this presentation, this class, I guess. So that's all for today. So bye bye.